Moment in your life that impacted you off screen?
My birth.
I don't know how you beat that.
Yeah, I can't answer after that.
It's a very impactful moment.
Yes, the most.
All right.
I might say Lee's birth. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I agree. It's of course Lee Pace's birth.
Lee's birth. Nothing was the same.
For all of us.
Impacted us all. So I would love to close out panels, and we're not going to close out just quick. We have a couple more questions. Just on a personal note, right? So you've all been able to play superheroes, but in each one of your lives, there have been superheroes. Who are your personal superheroes and why?
Can I choose Stanley Kubrick? Oh my God, I just love his movies. He's just a screen superhero maker of movies. The Shining, A Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, throwing that one out. Yeah, I just love him so much.
Lee?
I would say anyone who gets out and votes. There is a big election coming up, and we need all of you and all of your friends to get out and get your voice heard. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. God, so well said. I mean, there's such a opportunity to recognize people who have kind of bucked the system and been brave enough to stand on their own 2 feet and be heard for the common good, not just for themselves. And that certainly connects to what Lee said. I'll stick to a bit more of a platitude. I'll say my parents. You know what I mean? I know it's an easy answer, but I don't know that anything that I process on a daily basis would be the way it is without the impact of my parents. So I'll say them.
So while we can talk a lot about the upcoming Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel movies that are coming out the next couple of years, what else and what other projects do you have coming down the line for each one of you? Because I'm sure everyone is curious. Because I know you've been directing and screenwriting, you've been doing stage, there's been Broadway. What else is coming down the line for you all?
Well, actually, I directed a movie starring Lee Pace.
It's the character
So yeah, that's going to come out on the 7th of December. It's called The Party's Just Beginning. It's actually a pretty serious film, even though it says it's a comedy on the internet, and then everybody's really weirded out when they watch it, because they're like, oh, you think this is funny? It's not a comedy. But Lee is totally incredible in it, and heartbreaking.
He's hilarious.
I have that coming out. Party's Just Beginning, a movie directed by Karen Gillan. And that's what I have really right now. And then I'm sorry? Oh, Driven. Oh, yes, another movie.
I thought you said Pippin, and I was like, what?
But
hey,
hey,
it's a musical theater
kind of a fun idea.
Yeah, it's all right.
Pippin. I did a movie called Driven that I did, where I played John DeLorean. It's a really fun movie. We just went to Venice and Toronto. It'll be out soon. Yeah, it's a good time.
And Chris?
I'm about to start a little murder mystery with Daniel Craig in Boston. And I'm going to do this thing next year with Kate Mara, this Neil Blomkamp movie. This actually a really, really cool script. I don't want to give too much away. We're gonna try and keep it a little ambiguous. And then I got something. I'm doing a limited series with Apple based on the novel Defending Jacob that I think is really cool, and a couple other things. But I'm not gonna go down my. I mean, I've already. That's enough. That's enough. That's all you get. That's enough. We're done.
Well, we have one more order of business, which we have to get up and we have to turn around and take a picture with this amazing audience. So, are you ready? You ready for picture time?
Hell yes.
Let's do it.
There was one question, I can't remember it, and it's on the audio, where he said something about who would you like to
team up with or fight? Or
Yeah.
something. There was a couple of questions
And-
like that
and-
where they actually had to say, no, as a person, oh no, what Avenger would you want to team up with? But as a person or something along those lines, it
Yeah.
was, but as a person, not as your character, just to make sure they didn't have to say anything about anything.
And then he mentioned something, and then he said, "Okay, now I'm gonna get in trouble," and starts kind of motioning with the shovel that he's gonna get buried.
There were so many
Yeah.
visuals. If you go to my pictures, there's so many visuals of Chris Evans in this. It was amazing.
We need an animated GIF of Chris Evans doing the digging yourself deeper gesture.
Yeah.
He got in trouble because of that tweet he put out last week.
But but I'm sorry, we do need a GIF of that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, he legitimately got in trouble though for that gift, for that tweet last week.
The questions to Lee Rush and Karen, I think, were very, very good about her character Nebula and what is going to happen in the next movie, and she also answered it very carefully, and she did something that I thought was very honest.
Through the Chris.
And no, honest and open, in that she said, "Here's the thing with movies from Disney and on the Marvel line and studios is that when we come on set, we have no idea what our character is going to do or say.
That's legit.
And
That's
that
legit.
we get scripts handed to us the minute we get on
They
set.
don't even get full scripts. They don't get full scripts.
And then at the end...
That's how the Infinity War was.
And at the end of filming, they turn into scripts so the scripts can be, I guess, destroyed.
The true story about Infinity War was a lot of the people in the movie had no clue what was going on in the movie.
Right.
Like, they legitimately didn't know what was going on.
Right.
And that's funny to me. I think that's pretty funny.
And the scripts got shredded. They even said that in some cases where they were filming, the other actor wasn't there. They were doing a scene that was supposedly with an actor or actress.
Or with Thanos.
Right.
With
But
Thanos.
it wasn't there. And it was all done to keep the film
I appreciate that.
and
I really do.
scenes and everything from being leaked out to the public.
I appreciate stuff like that. I really do. Especially with these movies, I appreciate that.
And Karen Gillan's adorable.
She really is.
And
But
the
they
thing
kept
is...
asking but everyone kept asking Chris questions. I thought that was pretty funny.
Right.
The entire Q&A that we were there for, the beginning of the Q&A we were there for.
75%.
Just to break up the monotony.
75% of the questions
That we were there for. We were there for.
were dealt to were Chris.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And rightly so, because most of the fan base in that panel
never talked to Chris Evans before.
were female. So
Well, I was there to see Chris Evans. I'm not going to lie. I don't lie.
I mean, here's the thing I look at, and I have to look at it from another point of view, is that if you're a lady, yeah, Chris Evans is easy on the eyes, and he's good looking and has a nice personality, and that's why you're there for, and I understand that, but he's deeper than that. If you get to the real person, and,
he's still Chris Evans,
and then that panel that tells you that besides doing the films, that he has a life and personality, and it comes out and the way he presented himself.
All right, well, that is that. That is the night. That was a really good weekend. Overall thoughts, final thoughts of Ace Comic Con, your experience.
There was a couple of interesting things that happened to us on our way out.
Oh, yeah, sorry, go first.
We had to stop at the bathroom, and, while waiting for Dad to get out, we chatted up with a guy who did a very nice Thor cosplay.
Yes.
And wound up rocking out the Thunderstruck. And then,
so random.
And then as I'm leaving, I'm wearing this wearing my usual attire. I got like a fedora, a trench coat. I got a blue dress shirt, a black Batman Forever tie, and that. Someone thought I was Harvey Bullock from Batman.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go.
But there's an idea for next year.
I can tell you also that...
it's either that, Eddie Valiant, or Dr. Loomis from Halloween.
I can also tell you also that a lot of the vending booths that were there, comics.
Yeah.
And we're talking not only modern comics, but older comics. And you can tell that when you ask the price on them, or they have a price on them, that the older comics are like $200 and up. there was an item I had as a kid where you had a record, 33 1/3 RPM, and a comic book that was with it. There was one that was for Fantastic Four, there was one that was for Spider-Man, and there was one for Thor.
I thought there was one for Hulk, but...
And
doesn't matter. The story.
When I was a kid, played the hell out of this. And basically, as you turn the page of the comic, the record had everything that was in the comic, as far as page and actions and everything. And it came out, and the voice actors that did this were great. So I figured, okay, let me see what the price is. And I asked the guy in the booth, and he says, "Oh, for one or all three of them?" I said, "Oh, just give me the price for." Well, this one's $1,000, this one's $1,000, this one's $900.
Wow.
And my jaw dropped. I'm going, if I would have saved those things from my childhood, God, man, think of the money on it. Even the comics, I mean, they're going for $200, $400, sometimes even $500. And I can't justify spending that much on a comic. So what I did is I went to, and I'm putting this out there for Red Hood Comics. And they had boxes marked comics, or all these comics in this box are $1. All these comics in this box are $5. So I went through those, and I found some comics. And then, of course, you get the other comics that more collectors are interested in. But this booth and the guy was very great and friendly, and I want to get a shout-out to Red Hood Comics. So go visit Red Hood Comics, and you can see a multitude of different comics from DC, Marvel, and other independent comics. And there may be a volume that you're looking for or a series you're looking for. Go to the Red Hood Comics and see what's available, because, man, you can probably spend days there looking for the comic that you want. That's how organized this company was. So kudos to that.
There you go. Any other final thoughts, Kyle?
Not really, no.
Okay, cool. I think that's where we're going to wrap this bad boy up.
Bad boy.
Thank you to Ace Universe and Ace Comic Con for all the press passes and everything else for this. This is a lot of fun, and hopefully we come back in the future and do it again.
If you guys would do it in Milwaukee or Madison, man, we'd be there looking at split, no problem. And I'm telling you, if for future people that are going to do this, please go and experience this, because it's completely different from what you've heard. You have to go to a Comic-Con and experience all the things surrounding it, and go in there with an open mind, and you'll be surprised.
We're going to close the show up because Kyle said it, so I figured, what the hell, I didn't have a song for the ending, so we'll...
I thought we were going to go with a Bad Boy song.
No, we're going to go with Thunderstruck, because Kyle said it, so let's do it. Why the hell not?
I thought we were going to go with the Bee Gees' Too Much Heaven.
All right, I got to get the closing out.
Okay.
That's it for the show. For more information on our show, including where you can hear our show, go to LakeHouse.com, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram pages, and comment or leave a rating review. We'll read it on the show. Go to Instagram and see all the photos from the con. Throw that out there. Our show is part of the Swing the Void podcast network. You can hear me and Kyle on Clerks 2 Minute every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for those wondering, No Day Smith today is currently on hiatus. We'll be back in December. Next week, Evolution Weekend. And we have a double show for Evolution. We'll talk to politics from the female perspective.
Okay.
We'll have us with Sal talking on the male perspective.
With Sal?
With Sal also.
The biggest heel in podcast?
Hang on a second.
Okay.
We'll try to put next week's show.
Sorry.
Also, maybe, depending on what happens, we might be previewing Crown Jewel 2. Maybe. I don't know. If the show's still happening, we'll preview it.
That's a mess that has to get straightened out, believe me.
You know what? If it's still happening in Saudi Arabia, we won't talk about it.
Okay.
If it doesn't happen, it hasn't happened, we won't talk about it. Also, I want to take a look at the Chris Jericho Cruise, because that's also going on next weekend, and there's a whole shitload of things going on, and announcement of where you can watch some of the matches on the Chris Jericho Cruise. We'll talk about that next week. Okay.
Are we going to talk about SmackDown 1000 next week?
Yeah, we'll get into that next week, though. We'll get into all that stuff next week.
Cool.
All right. That all being said, as ACDC rocks in the background, thank you, Kyle, for coming on the show.
Hey, no problem.
You can hear, obviously, with me on First Minute. Dad, say your goodbye.
Hey, as always, it's been your pleasure. And please support your local independent wrestling organizations. These are the organizations that are training young men and women to get upcoming wrestling superstars. So go to these matches and support them. Show them your love, and they'll give you love back. And I'm telling you, these young men and women, man, they do it all, but they don't get paid what the top superstars are paying. So please go and see these matches, I beg of you. And once again, if you're going to a Brew City match, please say that Frankie sent you.
Well, that, and we will be at the show on the 27th. We will actually be at the 27th, the Halloween show on the 27th. So